Hilltop is a geographic area of Columbus, Ohio, found on the west side of the city. It was so named because it sits atop a rise that slopes down into the Scioto River. Highland West, Wilshire Heights, and Westgate are included within the Greater Hilltop area that borders Frentonton. The Greater Hilltop area, as defined by the City of Columbus, is bounded by the I-70 on the north, the B&O Railway to the east and south, and the I-270 Outer Belt on the south and west. The majority of the houses are either brick or siding. While brick is durable, siding requires periodic replacement to maintain an attractive appearance, an expensive proposition on a limited income. Average income of this area is $15,000. The streets of Hilltop's neighborhoods are crowded with cars. Driveways are usually full, as is parking on the side of the road. In many households, particularly those with adults and children who continue to live with their parents, 2 cars are not enough to meet the transportation needs of the inhabitants. Visually, the average Hilltop home is characterized by poor yard care. Many lawns remain unmowed, and those that are may contain a large unchecked population of dandelions and other weeds. Chain link or weathered wood fence are common, which contributes to an overall unkempt appearance, reflecting either a lack of pride in ownership or the physical inability to maintain a yard. Houses in the Hilltop area have a very similar appearance, boxy and often white with very little architectural differentiation. This creates an overall blandness that does nothing to improve the curb appeal or aesthetic value. Hilltop benefits greatly from new sidewalks funded by the City of Columbus. In many cases, these new sidewalks provide the only visual evidence of an attempt to improve the appearance of these neighborhoods. In addition, they reduce the number of pedestrian accidents, and this makes these neighborhoods safer. Trees and general flora in the area tend to be plentiful and, given the wet spring of 2013, overgrown. This contributes to the lack of visual appeal and a sense that residents care little about the state of their houses. Multiple stop signs and traffic lights create relatively slow traffic patterns in the area. This likely reduces the number of pedestrian automobile accidents in the area. This is especially important given that a large number of young children play games in the area crowded streets, often. Hilltop Middle School sits on a well-maintained grounds on a busy section of East J Street. It has an obvious need for physical updating, but Google reviews suggest that it suffers from poor internal maintenance, highly variable educational standards, and other problems typical of inner-city schools in the area. The area itself characterized by low incomes. The website areavibes.com states that the median value of an owner-occupied Hilltop home is $98,543, approximately $40,000 less than that of the rest of Columbus. This makes home ownership more affordable for low-income families, but these same families are unlikely to have enough income to physically maintain these same houses. streets of the hilltop area suffer from many potholes and a lack of regular maintenance. This and the crowded parking makes for dangerous driving conditions. The local Salvation Army makes a concerned effort to reach out to the poor in this area. It operates a food pantry, senior food boxes, mobile food canteens, the Free Lord's Table hot lunch program. For many, this provides critical help that improves the overall standard of living and allows them to stay in their homes.
In my opinion, the condition of the hilltop is pretty bad. It's run down, beat up. The crime in our area is skyrocketing. It's unemployment rate's really high. A lot of the hilltops need improvement. People don't take care of their yards. Their houses are falling apart. Roofs are caving in.
A potential future for the hilltop area can be found in surrounding neighborhoods. This one is in Grove City. The houses are smaller in size, density, and appearance, but are much better maintained. If general incomes improve, a process of gentrification can take place in which the appearance of these homes benefit from the additional source of funding. This process has already occurred in areas of Columbus known as German Village, Victorian Village, and Italian Village. While these areas benefit from more interesting architecture, if the existing inhabitants of the hilltops see their incomes rise, greater care of their current residences is a likely outcome. The most pragmatic way to solve the area's rising crime rate was to simply establish a neighborhood watch. Ever since the establishment of this watch, crime rate has been on the decline thanks to the dedicated and concerned efforts of participating and upstanding citizens, acting as role models for the youth of the area. The streets were originally in bad shape with multiple potholes and cracks. This makes for a very dangerous driving environment. To solve this problem, the streets were repaved to prevent imperfections such as cracks and holes. Streets are also checked yearly for any necessary improvement. The area went under numerous construction projects to restore and save these neighborhoods. Various groups of citizens and professionals banded together to tackle this daunting task. They worked for years to bring the hilltop back to its former glory. Before, the state of the yards were atrocious. Now, with the hired help of the landscapers, the yards have improved immensely. The residents' pride in the appearance of their houses has increased, putting forth the effort to maintain a healthy yard. Professional workers were hired to reduce the amount of foliage in the area, such as cutting down trees and ridding the area of unneeded bushes and ferns. Past Hilltop is crowded with cars parked in the streets. With the addition of the driveways and garages, people use them instead of the street, therefore freeing up space on the streets, making for a safer driving environment.